John Smith was a man who lived an extraordinarily normal life. He lived in Chicago and was the band manager for Bank of America. Besides his ordinary life, John Smith was having problems with his wife. Things were not going smoothly in their marriage. This affected his life heavily and made working at his average-paying job miserable. Where before he would happily go about his daily workload, now he got distracted and often fell behind his work. Things had gotten so bad at home that his wife decided to leave him. She had been asking for a ring for years, but John did not have any extra money to spare. She was unhappy that John never spent time with her and would never treat her to nice things. John was very upset and had no idea how to change his situation and win back his wife. He really did want to spend time with her. He had just been too busy working to pay off student loans. He couldn't afford to go to fancy dinners and could barely scrape by enough money for important events like Christmas. If only he could get enough money and quickly. Like any other day, John was behind the counter counting money and managing the day-to-day operations of the bank. Then suddenly he had the idea, what if he took out a loan from the bank? He was sure to receive a favorable rate. Plus, he could pay back the loan with the extra hours that he put into working. Unfortunately, John was denied the loan he so desperately desired. He was devastated and did not know where to go. How could they deny a loan to their own employee? He thought to himself. Sure, he didn't have the best credit score, but that was not his fault. The next day, John desperately scrambled for a plan on how to get the money to save his marriage. He kept thinking about ways to come up with the money. Then he had the idea that if the bank wouldn't give him a loan, then as manager he could take a small amount of money that would be insignificant to the bank. He wouldn't take a lot, just enough for the ring, and John had full intention to pay the money back when he could. After all, what is $1,500 to such a large company? He rationalized. The plan was set. John would arrive before the other employees and take just enough for himself. As manager, he was required to be there to see the delivery made. During the transport, he would take what he needed and no one would notice that he took such a small amount of money. He would then alter the documents that the delivery driver would give him so the rest of the bank would believe the lower amount was delivered. All that would be needed is to adjust the documents back to normal at the end of the month. The plan went without a hitch, and John was able to secure the money, and no one was the wiser. Feeling the rush of excitement, John couldn't wait for the workday to end. After work, John rushed to the store to purchase the ring. It was the biggest one he could find, and it was perfect. Arriving home, his wife greeted him passively until John pulled out the box with the ring. Looking upon it, the wife was so overjoyed and rushed into his arms. She couldn't believe that he remembered to buy her the ring she had been asking for. Life was starting to take a turn for the best for John. As the weeks went by, John was more upbeat, cheerful, and sociable than he had been previously. Even his coworkers noticed the change in behavior and were happy about it. Work was more productive, and things seemed to go smoothly. As the end of the month drew closer, some of the workers started to notice that they were lacking in money. John, realizing that it was the money he borrowed, brushed off the questions and told them to check the numbers again. People were starting to notice, so it was prevalent that the documents needed to be changed, and soon. On the last day of the month, John slept in unfortunately and did not get to the bank early. His wife had been pestering him for more nice things recently and kept him up late last night. When he arrived, there were more people there than normal. It seems that the delivery driver was suspected of stealing the money. The regional manager was coming to investigate, and John knew that the document would be in conflict with what was on file. The money would be found missing, and it would be his position that would be grilled. Unfortunately, it was too late, and the fraud was discovered. The police soon arrived and arrested John. News of this event circulated on the local news, and when his wife found out, she packed up her things and left John, wanting nothing to do with him anymore. The fraud triangle outlines 3 elements that are typically present when an individual commits occupational fraud: pressure, opportunity, and rationalization. All of these elements are typically present. John has the financial pressure and incentive, the opportunity through lack of internal controls, and rationalizing the amount he takes.